Good evening, Paul.
Evening.
Paul, I understand today was your last game in charge of Clitheroe.
Yep.
You must be really pleased with that win over Kendal, with placed third in the league, and it's a nice way to bow out, really.
I had a quick chat with Anne before the match, and it's a results business. Obviously, we know that results haven't been good for us at the beginning of this season. We've had lots of different reasons for that, injuries and suspensions, and as every club do. But I always believed, with the likes of Danny Smith coming back and Sign Angle and one or two others, Ross Dent being in there, that we'd get ourselves going. And today, against a top three side in our division, we've completely and utterly dominated the football match, and very much the same as it was at Farsley when we beat Farsley and Curzon away, and those tough games that we had at the beginning before we started getting the injuries. We've looked like an 11 that have gone out there and produced the goods, and I wasn't surprised by today's result at all. I knew it was in there. Dave knew it was in there, but that's football, and obviously somebody else is going to take on what I would consider a good group of lads.
And we spoke just after you'd taken over the job at Clitheroe, yeah. And when you look back on your tenure, you're pleased, because last season was I guess was a special time for you as well. We had a record points haul, yeah, at this level of football. This season, it hasn't been quite lived up to those standards, but you must look back on last season with a lot of pride.
Yeah, last season was fantastic, wasn't it, for all? We had a great run. We lost 9 lads in the summer. 9 players from that squad of 15, 16, and they've all gone on and they're all doing well in the clubs that they're at. So we had a really good bunch of lads last season that did very well for themselves. And Dave and I were lucky in that respect, that we got that together very quickly from the season previous, where you staved off relegation. That's history. It's about this season, and this season we haven't really got the results that we wanted. I think the FA Trophy exit against Radcliffe was a real disappointment on Tuesday night, after being 3-1 up on Saturday, and we couldn't close the game out. But I've really enjoyed it at Clitheroe. I know that there's people on that website that have banded long and hard about what I'm not doing and how poor the players are, and I confronted somebody the other week. I think that's very poor. I think it's not in the context of non-league football. We're not a Premiership team. Had I been in the Premiership and I was earning millions to run a football team, then you expect that. But in a non-league football club, a family club, you don't expect that. And I think it's poor. I think it's very poor. And they've got very short memories from what those lads produced last year. And these lads today showed exactly what I've been talking about, in that they were together, they fought for every ball, and we've gone in that change room after a great result, and I've said to them, and obviously they're very sad about that. But that, as I say, that's football. That's the way it goes. I'll bounce back, and I'm pretty sure that those lads in that change room will do the same. And the supporters need to some of the supporters, not all of them. I think some of them just need to realise that lads turn up. They train hard, they work hard, and I think you've seen that, Ross. You've been to that training session. We've got footballers there that are getting paid £30 and £40 a week, travelling, and they turn up Saturday, Tuesday, and train on Thursday. I don't think they need that sort of poor rapport from some of the supporters that they've had.
Well, Paul, thank you for that, and obviously I wish you all the best going forward, and thank you as a Clitheroe fan for your time in charge, and wish you well.
Yeah, I'd like to say thank you to all the supporters, and I include everybody in that. I'd like to say thank you to the board, Anne especially. She's been absolutely fantastic towards me. I'd like to say thanks to Dave for all of the efforts that he's put in there. And obviously Andrew and Colin and the rest of the guys that have worked behind the club, because they do a fantastic job at this football club. There's not many of them that do all that hard work, and believe me, it's a lot of hard graft that they put in. And most of all, I'd like to thank the players for last season and for this season, because I know it's not been particularly great for them, but they've dug in there and they've trained and they've worked hard, and today was a great result for them. And thanks to you, Ross. Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure, Paul.
Cheers.
Well done today, mate, and well done for going out on a very high note, and take care of yourself, and we'll speak soon.
And all the best to Clitheroe in the future. Cheers.